All right, first up is Rock Kabako.
Brandon, from your vantage point there, what did you see on that play with Ruiz where it appeared he got hit? And were you surprised that you were run that quickly?
Yeah, I thought Rio checked his swing, the ball hit him, and then his body kind of, because of the hit by pitch, kind of took him over the plate like a swing. And I saw Scott, I saw Jeremy ask Scott, I saw Scott say a swing. And so, I went out for the play. I went out first because Rio was hurt to make sure that he was okay. And then while I'm walking out there, Scott says that he swung. And so I was just asking Scott, how could you see that as a swing? And according to Jeremy, I asked one too many times, I guess.
Next is Rich Dubroff.
Hey, Brandon, how do you think Matt Harvey pitched today?
I thought he threw the ball really well. I thought after the first inning, he ran into a little bit of trouble there in the first and really calmed down. And I think he retired the last 7 going into the 6th inning. But I thought his stuff was good. He was throwing some good sliders. The changeup was pretty good again. The fastball velo was good, super competitive, kept us in the game, left with the lead. It was a really nice start for Matt.
Next up is John Mioli.
Brandon, you've had to talk about Ryan Mountcastle in the outfield a lot the last couple of days. Does he look as comfortable out there as he did to you last year when he was kind of breaking in and showing?
Well, I think he's putting a lot of pressure on himself right now in the outfield. I think there's a couple plays that he wish he would have made, and it's not from lack of effort or lack of the work he's putting in. He's putting in good work, putting great work in spring training. Just the last couple nights have been a little bit rough for him defensively, and he's going to continue to, like I said last night, we believe in the player. We know that Ryan wants to be a good defender, and he's just hasn't happened for him the last couple nights, but we'll continue to work and improve.
Next is Nathan Ruiz.
Brandon, you were really praising of your bullpen last night, and then some of those same guys today aren't able to hold on to a lead. Just how disappointing is that?
Yeah, tough assignment today. Day game after a night game on the road. We get in the middle of the night, and I'm asking these guys to get outs against a really good lineup, middle part of the order. We had guys that are down, a lot of guys that were down today, and so it was unlucky today. But I believe in those guys. I think Paul Fry's going to have a good year. I think Army's off to a little bit of a tough start, but I think he's going to settle in and be good for us. And Tate is throwing the ball well. So it just didn't happen there for us in the middle innings, but they've done a nice job up until today.
Next is Joe Trezza.
Brandon, what did you think of the ovation that Trey got, and just what were your general thoughts of playing in front of the home fans for the first time in so long?
Yeah, that was a really emotional start to the home season there. I thought the ovation was awesome, and I know Trey really appreciated it, and it was cool being on the line out there with him when everybody was cheering for him and tipping his hat, and so well deserved. And that was just an incredible moment, and really cool what the Red Sox did. Again, Alex Cora and Vasquez and Rodriguez to give time for the ovation at home plate. Just another class move by them, and incredible by our fans, how loud they got and the ovation they gave Trey. It's an awesome start to the day.
Next is Pete Gilbert. Pete, I don't think we can hear you. Can't hear you. We'll go to the next person. We'll try to come back. Next is Jerry Coleman.
Brandon, going back to the ejection, were you surprised at all with the timing and the fact that it was opening day? And after that, I guess you just went back to the office and watched and let Freddie take over from there?
I did. I that's the quickest ejection I've ever had. I was very surprised by it. Leave it at that.
Next up is Mark Viviano.
Hey, Brandon, you mentioned the ovations prior to the game. Once the game started, you got to experience fans cheering. The home run cheer for Mountcastle was very loud. I know it didn't end the way you wanted, but just the experience of the in-game impact of fans in your ballpark.
Well, it definitely raises the intensity of the game. There's definitely more emotion in the game with fans, and home and away. And our fans were great today. Our players, I think, really fed off the energy early. It's unfortunate that we couldn't hold on, and unfortunate that we couldn't some rallies going really from the 5th inning on. But I thought that it was great for our players to play in front of their home fans, and it was definitely it was just a good feeling to hear the fans back in Camden Yards.
All right, Pete Gilbert. We'll see if we can try it again. Nope. Okay. Thank you, Brandon. That's it.
Okay, thanks.
Media, we will get things started with John Mioli.
Matt, what do you take away from a day like this?
I think it's obviously I absolutely hate losing and giving up runs, like especially in the 6th inning. I mean, we took a lead, and it's my job as a starter to keep runners off base and let them kind of creep back into it, and that's pretty frustrating. I think I'm happy with not feeling so great in the 1st inning, and then being able to come back and battle through 3-4 innings and give us a chance to win. I think definitely better than the last start, but like I said, in that 6th inning, I just got to keep runners off base, and I'm kicking myself for that.
Next up is Nathan Ruiz.
Matt, you mentioned the 6th inning. The bullpen behind all of the starters has been pretty good so far this year. Does it surprise you at all to see them kind of falter today?
I mean, it's baseball. It's throughout a long season, you're going to have your ups and downs, starting, relieving, hitting. I mean, that's how things go. And everybody's working as hard as they can to obviously get guys out and put ourselves in a position to win. And, like I said, sometimes it goes our way, sometimes it doesn't. And, that's why you play 162 games. And, you try and figure it out. And, they've been great. And, like I said all along, and I'll always say, it's our job as starters to go deep into a game as we can, so that those guys can do what they do and not get worn out. So.
Next up is Joe Trezza.
Hey, Matt, even though you were warming up in the bullpen, did you get a second to take in the ovation that Trey got during introductions, and what was your reaction to it?
It's amazing. It's an incredible thing what he's gone through and what he's come full circle around, and it's fun being his teammate and seeing the work that put in and the drive and obviously overcoming what he's done, what he's overcome. And his first at bat was pretty special as well. Sitting in the dugout, getting to experience that is special, and honored to be his teammate.
All right, I think that is it for questions. Thanks so much, Matt. Started. Reminder to media to enter your name in the chat if you have a question, and we will get things started with Rock Kabako.
Trey, I'm sure you gave this a lot of thought leading up to this day, but what was that like to get that kind of ovation at the introduction and then that first at bat?
It was amazing. I think it's well documented at this point what I went through and what it took to get back to playing, and it was nothing short of what I expected. We have the best fans in baseball here, and no matter what, they love us, and that showed today, and it meant the world to me. Even though it was 25% capacity, it felt like a full stadium out there, and I have goosebumps thinking about it still.
Ken Connolly.
Yeah, Trey, was there one moment that you really took in, one kind of thing that kind of maybe sets apart today?
Yeah, I think when I came out on the mini orange carpet we had, I know it wasn't the normal one, but I wasn't expecting a prolonged ovation then. I thought it was going to be more, when I was hitting and I definitely had to fight back some tears there when I got the first ovation. That's probably what'll stick with me the most.
Next is Rich Dubroff.
Trey, you've played a week full of games now. What's this week been like for you, having played 7 games in 3 different places?
From the Yankee series through today, it's actually probably been 4 of the most challenging games I've ever gone through in my career. I personally, you guys all know me. I expect a lot of myself, and I think I've been going up there with a lot of pressure on my shoulders and trying to perform too much and prove that I'm the same guy, and I know I am, but I don't think I've gone about these last 4 games the right way. The from pitch selection to everything. I kind of, I took a little step back at times, and especially before my last at bat today, and settled myself down. But in that regard, I'm not pleased. But as far as we go, off to a 4-3 start. I know today didn't end up being ideal, but I'm really proud of how we played on the road, and hopefully we can bounce back on Saturday.
John Mioli.
Trey, can that hit in the last at bat kind of help you turn the page as an off day tomorrow? You had this day you've been looking forward to for goodness knows how long. Is that something that can kind of launch you going forward and kind of erase what you were just talking about?
Yeah, it definitely can. No matter how long of a slump, and I don't know if I would call this a slump. It's been, I don't know how many at bats, 28 or something, but it feels like a lot more. I feel like I've played months worth of games, and it's been 1 week. So at that same time, we have 154 games left. I need to realize that, and take what I did my last at bat and learn from it. And I just need to stick to an approach up there, and I have not been doing that well at all.
Joe Trezza.
Right, just out of curiosity, have you been taking any keepsakes from these milestone games? First game back at home. Any dirt, anything like that?
No, I haven't. I actually, now that you say that, I kind of wish I did. Keep a ball from the first Boston game. Maybe I'll go grab one, out of the bucket from today. And yeah, that's a good idea, Joe. I should have done that.
Next up is Nathan Ruiz.
Trey, like Ryan, you have experience being a guy who spent your career on the infield before moving to the outfield. Do you talk to him about that kind of transition at all? Have you done anything to try to help him make that transition?
Yeah, we have talked about it some, and it's a really hard transition. I think between last year and this year, I think Ryan's done such a good job. He's like me. We never really played outfield before we kind of had to out there. So it's, it's a learning curve out there. You have to have certain balls hit to you. The one that Gary Sanchez hit to him yesterday, I've had that same ball hit to me, I think, from him, and did the same thing. It's really hard. You get to know guys the more you play them, and sometimes how the ball comes off your bat. So everything's a learning experience, and there's no doubt. I've seen him play out there a lot, and in spring training, I was so impressed with how he played out there, and there's no doubt in my mind that he'll, be great out there.
Next up is Pete Gilbert.
Hey, Trey, as you go through this and you're getting ready to play, and like maybe you weren't sure exactly how big the ovations would be or when they were coming, something was going to come. And how do you emotionally prepare for that and feel for that? Because I imagine that can take you out of being the best player you want to be at sometimes, right?
Yeah, you definitely have to challenge yourself in that situation, but at the same time, I knew all off season going into this season that it would be like this, and it's amazing to get that recognition. But I'm also somebody who doesn't love a lot of attention and the spotlight, so it can be a little challenging. But at the same time, you got to remember why they're cheering for you, and it really means a lot.
Final question is from Jerry Coleman.
Hey, Trey, what was your vantage point from what you saw with Rio and the check swing, and then Brandon comes out and gets tossed? He said he had never been tossed so early. Have you ever seen him that upset?
No, I haven't. That was awesome, though. He came out there firing, and we love Hyder, and whenever you have a manager back you up like that in that situation, it means a lot to the guys. So it always fires you up when something like that happens.
All right, that is it for questions. Thanks so much, Trey.
All right, no problem. Thanks.